Good evening. Welcome to a late night edition of Diatribes. I'm the voice of doom. And now here's your irascible and cranky and irritated and annoyed host, the voice of doom. Thanks. I'm going to ramble on. I did an outtake. I started this rambling with just incoherent nonsense. I had to stop it, so I won't say that every single video has been straight through, but I'd say 98% of them were. Take it for what it's worth, but there's no retakes. I had an outtake because it just started off awkward and I didn't really know what to say because I'm so incensed and I gotta collect my thoughts a bit. And I'm like, all right, the announcer has to come up with something to say, and I like, language is great. If we had more language and we could communicate, life would be way better. And so, I like to add adjectives and what have you. I hate English. I just like to read, and then I learn how to use words. But I'm going through I got to go through the damn thesaurus to, come up with different words to be colorful and glib. And I'm sorry. I mean, I have a lot of words in my head, but I have to look up some because it's like, oh yeah, that's a good word. But IRR, I was looking at just kind of something to just pass the time with. Just IR is a very interesting prefix because I was going through it and now I gotta do something bad because I've always been a 25-year-old punk at heart, playing like The Clash and Dead Kennedys, and to have to do this is horrible, but I blame Merriam-Webster because they made this book too small. Let's go through IR. Well, first, irate, irascible. First word is irascible, which is me all over. Choleric, cranky, cross, hot-tempered, ireful, passionate, peppery, quick-tempered, ratty. I like that. I'm irascible, yeah. And I will be irascible more than you ever could dream if things continue like this. Because I don't want to see Cambodia again. Crabby, surly. Yeah. Proud to be that way. Let's go on. Irate, ire, ireful, ironic, irking, irksome, iron, iron-bound, ironclad, iron-fisted. Every single word I've said so far applies to Petrie. Iron-handed, ironhead, see dunce, iron-hearted means soft-hearted, ironic, irradiate, eradicable, see inveterate, gonna get in the weeds a bit, irrational, irrealizable, I never heard of it, but it means impossible, irrebuttable, well, that doesn't apply, irreclaimable, yes, irreconcilable, yes, irrecoverable, yes, irredeemable, of course, irreflective, yes, irrefragable, no, not at all. That means indestructible, and he has to be destroyed. Irrefutable, no, not at all. Irregular, yes, irregularity, yes, irregularly, yes, irrelative, yes, irrelevant, yes, irreligious, of course, irremediate, yes, irremovable, I hope not, irreparable, yes, of course, totally irreparable. It's going to take millions of years. Irreprehensible means good, so no. Irrepressible means to restrain or control, no. Irreproachable, no. Irresolute, yes. Irresolute, yes. Irresolution, yes. Irresolvable, yes. Irresponsibility, big time. Irrestrainable, yes. Irretrievable, yes. Irreverent, big time. Irreverential, totally. Irreversible, I hope not. Otherwise, we're going to be in big trouble. Irrevocable, I hope not. But 44 months, forget it. If we give him 44 months, no. We're done. Irritable, yes. Irritant, of course. The worst irritant ever in the history of eyes, in the history of the nose. The worst irritant that ever inhabited this planet. What else do we have? Irritate, yes. Irritate. That's an understatement beyond belief. Erupt. See, erupt. Well, yeah, I don't know. Eruption. See, invasion. Well, the invasion will be on our asses because of what we're doing. So it's really interesting. That's the IRRs. And I think everybody should open their dictionary and look at those words. Because that section of the dictionary, describes our beloved president, whatever the hell he is. We don't have a president anyway, so forget that. And anybody who thinks we do have a president means they're deranged. They're not demented, they're just deranged. They are living in a different world, and they're on the beach or they're walking along the boulevard in the sunlight with their sundresses on going, I don't know who that is. You show them a picture of, Harris or anybody else, or they ask them a question like, well, what do you like about, I like Kamala Harris. Well, why? Well, because she's the first woman vice president. Well, what has she done that you like? Well, I mean, come on. Nobody's going to come up with any answer. The intelligentsia, the people like me can't come up with an answer, so they're going to come up with an answer. Oh, she's done this. She's done great work on, HUD. She's helped the housing and urban development so much. She's, worked to get them like 50 million more dollars, which in today's dollars is like $10. So, come on. They don't even know that much. They don't know what HUD is. They don't know who the vice president is. And all they know is they have the right to vote. So that's why that's got to go. We could get a much better form of solving problems rather than government, but just you're going to be problem solvers, and we're going to pay you well for your knowledge. And forget this Republican Democrat bullcrap. Because if you can't see that that's been a total failure, then everybody's blind. Tucker, Levin, Savage, all of them blind because they believe in the two-party system. And if they don't stop getting off that crap and realize that we're heading into a conflagration where the next way things come about afterwards is going to be good. They're going to look at themselves and say, wait, we weren't doing things right. If we were right, we wouldn't have blown ourselves to smithereens. And it's kind of like maybe the people left over, that'll be the hope for mankind. But, I mean, there's too many people. Yeah, okay, we're a mess. We should blow the whole place up. I agree. The planet's a mess. The trees and the lakes are fine. They haven't done anything to anybody. But the way we've handled everything is wrong because we've been at each other's throats since day one. And I told you that at my first episode. And it's wrong. Because I don't believe that we were put here to eat each other. I think we were put here to, We weren't put here. It's just our life force had the fortune to be born in a human body that has a brain. We're very lucky, and especially people in America. They don't know how lucky they have it. I've known it since I was a kid, 4 or 5 years old. I'm looking around and going, well, why am I having cakes and parties and everything's beautiful, and I have my bedroom, and I have my little phonograph, and I have my toys, and then I hear about all these other people that are like living in Africa that are starving. And I thought about that when I was 4 and 5, because I thought, why was I born this way? And my life turned out to be complicated, just like everybody's is, and if they really examine their life, they'd realize how complicated it really is, but most people don't. They just go through it and just take it as it comes and marry and divorce because they don't know what they're doing. I'm getting off into something else, but I'm just free associating. And I'm saying that, people kind of have to look at things like, maybe bad things could really happen to them. They're not going to be in their sundresses walking down Santa Monica Boulevard, which is probably a mess by now, but any nice place. Life is beautiful. You can always go to nice places and just think, this is great. I'm in a little cafe in Italy, I'm wherever. But things could go bad, and they went bad in 1939. And it's going to go backwards into this generational thing because we're in cycles and we're heading toward a conflagration. And anybody who doesn't see it right now, well, then they're going to be very surprised when things go badly, and they're not going to be able to handle it because they're used to things being great. They're used to getting their cars, putting gas in the car, go and use their credit card or their whatever to go have lunch and have a great old time, and then suddenly there's there's bombs going off. That's like for Pakistan, that's for Palestine, or that's for, Syria, bombs in the middle of a neighborhood. That's not for America. That doesn't happen here, and when one bomb goes off, everybody's going to lose it. That's for damn sure. These Israelis, a bomb to them is like, oh, should we go to the shelter? Don't bother. They've been bombed forever. We've never been bombed except for one big one, and that caused all hell to break loose, and we failed. And I'm really sad to hear the epitaphs and the eulogies that I'm hearing, because I don't think that the warrior should be linked in, coupled, and linked in with the reasons we do things, or the reasons that politically things need to be done or are done for nefarious reasons, we could delve into that for years. I can tell you all kinds of things that the government's done. And I don't mean I know it for sure, but I've read enough to know that the government hasn't exactly been peaches and cream. There's a lot of things going on, and it could still be going on, and I could go into conspiracy theories that would probably raise the hairs on the back of your neck and go, this guy's nuts. But I think hypnotism is somewhere in the mix. And I'm not going to say anything else about that, because I think some people are acting very strange. They're not rational. It seems like they're either aliens that don't understand humankind, or they've been hypnotized. And I kind of really believe that. I mean, I've used my brain to think why this is all happening. I have to try to find a reason why someone would be so irrational. And I think hypnotism could have something to do with it. And it's deep hypnotism. It's kind of CIA, black government, conspiracy crap that I know is ridiculous, but it's there. It's all there. A lot of that stuff is there. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this world that they haven't let us be privy to because we're just the common herd and we just wouldn't be able to handle it. So that's going to all open up. You know what apocalypse means? It means opening. It means that the truth is going to be open for us. It doesn't mean destruction. It means people are going to open their eyes and see, wait, the world wasn't anything like I thought it was. And I've been living with credit cards and my mortgage, and it's like, wait a minute. They're going to have to take a step back and really go into a new kind of mode of thinking. I didn't say anything again, but I think I said a lot. So I think I gave you at least a little tutorial on IRR and how handy that will be when you want to describe our so-called whatever petri dish. I'll leave it. It's 16 minutes. They're getting longer because I can't stop. I'm sorry. Enjoy. Thanks.